Hey, good morning. Okay, welcome. So here's what we're doing. Day 37. Finish up the word problems that are there. Peter, you might need those from, that's right. Those are the harder ones actually. Okay, so those ones are available. A couple of warm-up questions. I'll deal with questions from you, and then I'll update teams with what's coming tomorrow. So warm-up number 1. Let's see, so many topics. Warm-up number 1. It'll be this one. Given the 2 points, we got 6 and 8, and 12 and 14. Find the slope intercept of the slope intercept equation that's passing through those 2 points, through both points. I will pause the video and give you a chance to take care of those. Yeah, so yeah, there's we want the y-intercept version, right? So that's y equals mx plus b. So that means there are 2 numbers that we need. We need to find the slope, which is the m, and we need to find the y-intercept as well, the b. So to find the slope, how do you do that? Yeah, y2. Haven't used this in a while. I've heard it on Zoom. Haven't used this for a while though. But yeah, we have 2 points. So that's what we use in order to find the slope. Okay, so we can do that first. I'll take this off screen, but you'll see it's y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Our points that we had were 6, 8, and 12 and 14. So just because of the order that they're in, x is always first. So I'll call it x1, y1, x2, and y2. So you can substitute those in. 14 minus 8, yeah, on the top. And then on the bottom, 12 minus 6, true? True. Yeah, this ends up being 6 over 6, which means the slope is equal to just 1, that's right. And so we can now update our slope equation that we have. We're looking for this one, mx plus b. So the slope now is equal to 1. I'm putting it in there just to show it, but of course you can leave it invisible if you want. Okay, then it would just look like y equals x only, right? Invisible. Y equals x plus b like that. And part of our mission is done. Our next part is to figure out what b is needs to be. So how do we figure out that part? Which number is x and y? First one is always x. Yeah, yeah. Oh, good. The question is, which point do you use for X and then which one for Y, right? It doesn't matter. They both will give you the same answer. Yep. Choose either one. Choose the nice one, I think. No negatives, small numbers, right? But yeah, you can choose either one. So which one would you like? Yep. Yeah, perfect. 6 and 8, those two go together. So 6 goes in for the X, 8 for the Y. And look at that. It just leaves A plus B that we're now solving for. We could move the 8, but then that would leave nothing on this side. Then you can move the B, that's true. So you could do that, but I'm going to do it a little shorter way. I'm going to move the 6, and then the B is by itself. Not wrong if you did that, but just a little long, like one line longer. Okay. So I'm going to take my 6 over to the other side. Yeah, what you want is plus B. That's what we need to find, right? And if we leave it there, it's already plus B. That's why I decide to do it that way. Okay, when the 6 goes over to the other side, what happens there? Yeah, minus indeed. And so what does this work out to be? Yeah, if you want to keep the order same, 2 is equal to B like that. Okay, but this allows us now to, well, that gives us the B that we need. And so we can put it into the formula up here now. That's right, y is going to equal x plus 2 when we work it out. So y will equal the slope invisible 1 plus 2 that we found out there. Okay, and that finishes that one. Okay. Any questions about that? No? Okay, hopefully that's getting nicer for you. Now, I do have a second warm up related to the topic that we've been working on. That looks like this. Find the missing values for this. And I should point out that what we have is an arithmetic, which means we added the same number every time. An arithmetic sequence. There are other types where you multiply or divide, right, to get the list. We're going to save that till next year. So arithmetic is like the ones we've been working on. Means you add the same number each time or maybe subtract, right? Yeah, but this is the challenge you now have in front of you today. So I'll pause the video while you work on it, give you a little bit of time. All right, perfect. So the answer provided from class is that D is equal to 6 which allows us to now jump from one term to the other to get the missing terms in the middle. So 6 plus minus 3, that gives the 3 that goes in there. And when you add 6 to the 3 that's there, you get the 9, which is the next one. And you can always check by doing the last jump there. 9 plus 6, what does that give? 15, right? So you should end up there at the end if it all works out. Okay. Anyone want me to do that? What's that? Oh yeah, if you only have -3, then you have to have other information there in order to work it out. So you might have to give you n in some way or d in some way. Okay. I think I'll solve this one in more detail so you can see how it works. What do we need? What do we have? Well, we're finding missing terms. So we do have to find, well, let's see what we got first. A1 is equal to 3 because minus 3 because that's the first term in our list. And then if you take a look, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 terms there. So that means n is equal to 4. And lastly, we can say the fourth term, or an as we do sometimes, that's equal to 15. Okay, and so if we put these in here, we get n is equal to 4 in there. A1 is -3. N is equal to 4. D is what we're looking for. Right? Well, look at this. A4 is equal to 15. So you get -3 plus 3D. So that equals 15, and then this will be plus 3. When you move it to the other side, that's 3D. Nice. From class, we got 18 is 3D. So D is equal to 6, right? And so then that allows us to do the jumping now. We got A1 -3. We jump by our 6. That gives, gotta watch your integers, that gives a +3. Do a jump again, you get the 9. And then check, yeah, you get back to the 15 that we had there. Good. All right. Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll do a couple of word problems. And then we'll give some time in class for you to work on those and ask any questions that you might have. So let's get this set up here. So take a look at number 3. With word problems again, we did a little bit yesterday. What's a good trick? What's one thing you want to do when faced with a word problem like this? Yeah, nice. From class, they said, yeah, start changing it from English into math a little bit. Start translating it, right? So taking a look on the screen, we do have the first term that's there, A1. What is it? Yeah, it's 125, right? I'm thinking they have the second term, A2. What's the value of the second term that's there? 150, okay. I'll take your word. A3, 175, not bad. Okay, so notice we got pulled some of our numbers out of there. It says officially that it's arithmetic, and so that's important for us because that means we can use the formulas that we've been using. If it wasn't arithmetic, we have to use some other ones. Okay. But now then, what's the actual question? Okay, so total is an important word. So total passengers in this case, right? When it says total, that means you're going to start adding things up. And if you start adding terms together, then what you have is a series. Okay, and so that helps then figure out, oh, how do we start this thing? Common difference gives what the D value is, right? And we can find that, but we find that by subtracting. But the point is they want the question says, find the total number of passengers, right? So that means the total in the first carriage, the second, the third, all the way up to how many carriages in this particular question. How many carriages do we look at? Nice. See, so a series of for the first 7. Okay. So we have we have some A values here that are useful. What does this first 7 represent? What can we do with that?
N.
Nice. Zoom says N. That's true.
And then we have D2.
What's that?
We have
N is 7. Yeah. Zoom, go ahead.
We have D2.
We can get D. Officially, we're not looking at it, but yeah, we can find what D is.
Mm-hmm.
What's D equal to?
25.
Yeah, D is going to equal 25. D is equal to what? Choose a number, subtract the one before it. So D is 25. That's true. Right. And so symbol-wise, what are we looking for? The total passengers in the first 7 terms. What we're trying to find is, what is S7 going to be? Oops, that's off like that. That's how that's working, eh? Okay, so I'll update it for you all. We had our 1, 2, 3 from our question there. Arithmetic, keyword of total passengers, which means we're adding terms, which means we have a series. That's what we're looking for. Series of what? The first 7 terms for 7 carriages. So N is 7. And with all these situations, we need to find what D is. So just a little side calculation there to get that D is equal to 25. Okay, so what are we looking for symbol-wise? Because it's a series, we're looking for the S of the first 7 terms. We got 3 of them. You want to find out what the total from all 7 is. Okay, so we got our 2 different formulas for this one. We have the formula that has the last term, and then the other one. So I think we'll use the other one. So that one looks like this. Or maybe you can help me out. N over 2, they both have that. That's true. Is this from your brain or from your notes?
Bracket.
From your
2.
brain? Oh, okay, good. Right on. Brain's okay. 2A1, yeah.
And then 2 bracket A1.
Plus
Uh,
brackets.
N minus 1.
Yeah. It's a race between Zoom and class.
Uh,
Class
close
is winning.
bracket, yeah, D.
Close brackets. Yeah, good. Okay, and from our good hard work earlier, we have that A1 is equal to 125. We have that D is equal to 25. And that N is equal to 7. Okay, now I know in class you guys are writing on desks. Well, at least most of you are. I'm not sure what this other guy's doing over here. Zoom, I don't know what you're writing on. Probably your laps while you're sitting in bed. So what I would like you to what I would like you to do before we answer this, admire how this looks. This is nicely set up. Formulas at the top, the one we're going to use. Values we know on the side. Okay, this organization is actually useful when it comes to solving this and more complicated type problems. So I'm kind of joking about it, but kind of not at the same time. All right, so this is the info we have. This is where it's going. Let's do some good work to figure it out. Okay, so going in for N, we get 7 over 2. Going for, yeah, from class, we got 2 and 125. Brackets for the substitution there, yeah. Plus, yeah, 7 minus 1 there. 25, squeezing it in. Second of brackets to close it off there. Okay. So it did look nice. Now it's starting to be a little crowded. Hey, but workable though. So let's do the algebra in order to work this out, the orders of operation. So 2 times 125. $250 it is. 6 minus 1, 6. I got that for you guys. Oh, what did I say? I said 6 minus 1 is 6. Okay. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me for that. That looks good. Brackets are all closed. Got to be serious. Otherwise, won't work out. Yeah, brackets are closed. That looks pretty good. All right. Still on the inside of the brackets. Last line on this piece of paper. 250 plus, what's 6 times 25? 150 it is. Okay. Closing that off. Okay, so taking to another page. The inside works out to be 250 plus 150. How much is that? Sorry, Zoom, I didn't hear you.
400.
400 indeed. Okay, so let's be clever with this. Keep the numbers small. All right. 400 divided by 2, what does that give? 200, you're right. You could multiply it by 7. Gets too big for my brain today. 400 divided by 2, 200. Final answer?
7 times 200.
1400. Yeah.
Yeah.
1400. That's true. Okay, so it's almost perfect. One little piece. Watch this. Back to this earlier page. This is our formula we started with. And while I was busy talking about how beautiful it all was, didn't do this substitution here. Watch. N is gone. N is replaced with 7. So officially, at this point here, it should be S7 looking at us as the variable now, not Sn. Okay, we can understand then that it carries down. That's okay. And so then importantly, in our final answer, it's not Sn, but S7 as is needed. Okay, so any questions from that one? No? Okay. Then what we'll do is we'll leave it to questions for you then that you might have for me. Anyone from class? Anything from the homework? No. Anything from Zoom? Okay. From class, we got a question from the homework. Which one? I'll make a list and then questions. Which one from class here? Yes, that's okay. This is day 33, right? And which number? Number 4. Okay, we can check that out. From Zoom, any questions? Zoom says silence. Okay. So then what I'll do is I'll stop the video, keep the Zoom line open, and you've seen how my computer is today. I'll get this question 4 up, and then we can go over it together. Okay, you can continue on with that batch of work. If you're looking for homework questions, tomorrow's topic as well, that'll be up in about probably 5 minutes or so. Can check Teams. For sure. So the question number 4 on the screen was, well, it's on the screen still. Just writing down the info that we know, first term, the number of terms, the value of the 7th term, what we're looking for, and what we need in order to get our answer. Okay, we got to figure out what D is. So with what we have, our sequence formula can work. So we start by writing it down. We replace N in this step here along with A1, and then just update it so we have nothing but numbers. We have D only now, and we just do our algebra in order to solve it. Okay, which takes us to the second page now, where we get a value of, oops, not that, that's way out. We get a value of this one, 5/2 for D. Just working through the algebra. Okay, so now then, once we have what D is, it's possible now to jump from one term to the other in order to figure out the missing numbers in this sequence. Okay, so -3 plus 5/2 might be a little awkward. So we'll use someone's idea there. We'll call that 2.5, and that should make life a little bit easier. Okay, so if we add 2.5 to minus 3, what do we get? Add 2.5, we get minus 0.5. We get a half. If we add 2.5 to this is minus 1 over 2. That's right. Yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, fractions are okay. You can put minus 1 over 2. That's true. We add 2.5. We add 2.5. What do we get now? 4 over 2, which is true. And now you have to simplify that. So that'll give an answer of 2. Okay, so plus another 2.5. Now that we're in positive numbers, this is kind of nice. What do we get? Will be 9 over 2. This ends up being 4.5. Yep, 9 over 2. How many do we have to go? 2 more, okay. So add another 2.5. And what do we get for this one? Good, we get 7 when we do this. Yep, 14 over 2 is 7, that's right. But reduce it, right? One more. Well, the question is, can you write it as a fraction? Not when it can be reduced. 14 over 2, you work it out, you get 7. So 7's the proper answer for that one. Okay. 14 over 2, that's on the way. 7 plus 2.5. Don't forget your t-shirts. $7, it goes up by $2.50. How much is it now?
9.5.
Yeah, 9.5. Are we there yet?
Yeah.
One more? Oh, okay, yeah, that was the last one. You do one more and you get to the 12, which we had in the beginning, right? One of our terms. I hope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so what you can see in blue are the answers that were, the values that were missing for the value of D that we found there, 2.5. Yeah? Yeah. Any questions about that one? No? Okay. I'm gonna pause the video and you're free to work on these questions, numbers 4 onward, and ask questions when you need, okay?